नमस्कार दोस्तों, आप देख रहे हैं एसएसबी क्रैक और आपके साथ मैं हूं किरण नेगी। दोस्तों आज के हमारे गेस्ट मात्र 18 वर्ष के हैं और बहुत जल्द नेशनल डिफेंस एकेडमी ज्वाइन करने वाले हैं। आइए बात करते हैं ऑल इंडिया रैंक 73 साहिल मलिक से। गुड मॉर्निंग साहिल एंड वेलकम टू एसएसबी क्रैक।
Good morning, ma'am.
साहिल, हार्टिएस्ट कंग्रेचुलेशंस टू यू फॉर द रिकमेंडेशन। और मैं जानती हूँ कि ये खुशी और ज्यादा महत्वपूर्ण है क्योंकि आपके फादर खुद नेवी में सर्व करते हैं। कैसा महसूस होता है जब अपने फादर को आप एक प्राउड फील करवा पाते हैं तो?
Ma'am, बहुत अच्छा लगता है because it had been my dream since childhood to come in Navy as an officer, and since my father is a sailor, I always wanted to get that level one step ahead. So ये एक जो dream था बचपन से ही था, and it feels very good when it is finally accomplished.
राइट, एब्सोल्युटली, एंड यू शुड बी प्राउड ऑफ योरसेल्फ, यू नो। साहिल, अपने बारे में हमें प्लीज कुछ बताइए।
Ma'am, I basically belong to West Bengal, and my mother is a housewife, and my father is in serving in Navy. So because of which we get transferred to various places, and so currently I'm in Karwar, Karnataka, and I've done my schooling from Navy Children's School Mumbai and Navy Children's School Goa, and I completed my 12th standard last year, and I secured 92% in my boards.
Wow, that's wonderful. Sahil, you always wanted Navy only?
Yes, ma'am. Since I was living in that environment, so I was quite fascinated, quite fond of coming into this force. But even if I had got a chance to join any other force, I would have happily done that. But my first preference was to join Navy.
राइट, और ऐसा क्या खास अच्छा लगता है आपको नेवी में?
Ma'am, I think the posting which we get mostly in the coastal area, so in the metropolitan cities, and also you get to live a very dignified life. Even all the officers in all the armed forces do, but since I've seen this force in a very closer view, so मेरा पहला preference इसी को था.
राइट, दैट्स ग्रेट। साहिल, आपने एनडीए एग्जाम 3 बार दिया और थर्ड अटेम्प्ट में आपने उसे क्लियर किया। क्या सजेशन है आपकी स्टूडेंट्स के लिए, या फिर आपने कैसे प्रिपेयर किया अपने आप को इस एग्जाम के लिए?
Ma'am, मेरा जो first attempt था, it was immediately after my 11th standard. So even if I would have cleared it, I would not have been eligible for SSB. So उसके बाद जो मैंने दिया, I couldn't clear it because of the sectional cutoff for maths was not meeting up. तो उसके बाद एक झटका लगा, what went wrong because maths was comparatively stronger मेरा. तो I felt that I should have practiced more previous year papers. And that was the only difference which I had done this time, that I practiced many previous year papers and I gave many mock tests because usi ke through you can get to know ki much questions you can attempt in one fixed 2.5 hours, and how many mistakes you commit if by chance you do. So
Right.
this will give you a very good idea that aapki speed kitni hai and how much which all topics you need to focus more on. So I think this would be my greatest advice to all the aspirants to practice various previous year papers as well as give mock test with proper timing.
Right. Or how did you prepare for your SSB? Because in your second attempt you got cleared, right?
Ma'am, I started very basic. That was from PPDT and OIR. So basic se start kiya. I read about. Firstly, I got acquainted with the procedure. 5 days procedure. It's very important. You know completely about that. And then screening के लिए मैंने काफी focus किया था. I used to practice for the PPDT. I used to see a picture. I used to write the story in 4 minutes, and I used to narrate it myself. And I used to record my voice. I saw that which all places. My voice modulation. I should have given more. I should
Pause
have
and
been
all,
bold. Yeah. So मैंने हर एक बारीकी से मैंने खुद को वो देखा था. And I used to practice at least 5 to 6 PPDTs every day. So after that, for the coming to the psych, I used to practice a lot because my handwriting is not so legible, not used to be legible, and also I'm a slow writer. तो काफी practice करनी पड़ी थी. And the more you practice, आपको एक muscle memory हो जाएगी इसमें से. So for the psych, my advice would be to practice a lot. And coming to the interview part, I think you need to be very clear in whatever you say. Doesn't matter अगर आपकी English अच्छी नहीं है, मेरी भी नहीं थी. So for that, what you can do is having conversation in English with your friends, with your family, so that you can be fluent and your ideas is more important. एंड साथ ही साथ आपके हेल्थ को भी काफी अच्छे से रखने के लिए वो भी काफी इम्पोर्टेंट है. सो ऑल दीज थिंग्स आई केप्ट इन माइंड.
राइट, सो फॉर यू आई गेस प्रैक्टिस ही की है सक्सेस की, राइट? प्रैक्टिस ही प्रैक्टिस करनी है.
यस मैम, डेफिनेटली.
राइट. साहिल, सबसे मुश्किल इन 5 दिनों में जो एसएसबी का प्रोसीजर रहता है, आपको सबसे मुश्किल पड़ाव कौन सा लगा?
मुश्किल आई थिंक एक तरीके से फॉर psych was a bit difficult for me. As I said, my handwriting and my speed was quite slow. But since I had practiced a lot, so कुछ difficulty नहीं आई. But psych is a thing which you do not know कि आपका अच्छा गया है कि बुरा गया है. You can never say. So like no one can say कि यार मेरा psych अच्छा गया था, because you never know कि आपने जो लिखा वो पसंद आया कि नहीं. And to be honest, even I don't know what the psychologists actually see. So, but interview and GTO, I knew कि if I give अच्छे से, then अच्छा जाएगा. So, psych के लिए I was a bit worried, but ultimately when that went quite smoothly, I attempted most of the reactions and all. So, I was quite confident for that as well.
Right, but I guess psychology is the only thing that they assess. मतलब वैसे कि ऑफिसर लाइक क्वालिटीज आपके अंदर है या नहीं, और उसमें आप अपना कुछ भी फेकनेस तो वैसे भी शो नहीं कर सकते. सो यू हैव टू बी वेरी रॉ, व्हाटएवर यू आर, यू हैव टू शो दैट, राइट?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Okay. How did SSBCrack help you in getting through this recommendation?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I bought its NDA online course before my written examination. So that time I was very worried during the lockdown. I got a lot of time, so I felt कि यार जितना time मिले अच्छे से utilize करना है. So I bought this, and there were various video lectures and of all the topics, important topics which were coming in NDA. And also the faculties were so good that whenever I had any doubt, I used to click that question, the picture of that question, and I used to post, and they used to reply within few hours. So it was the faculty were very supportive, and also the most important thing that it had many mock tests. It had 10 mock tests for maths as well as GAT. So in every test, I used to see कौन से topic में I'm weak. So I used to focus more on that. So gradually हर एक test के साथ मेरा marks improve होते गया. So it helped me in analyzing that how much I'm prepared. And after that, for the SSB, I bought its PPDT and OIR book, which is also helpful. काफी basic से start हुआ था. So all in all, it helped me a lot. And also the success stories which used to come in the site, I used to read. So I came across many such stories where people cracked in their 11th, 13th attempt. So it always motivated me reading those stories. So yeah, all in all, it was very helpful for me developing myself.
बिल्कुल. इट फील्स ग्रेट टू अस आल्सो, यू नो, कि जब कोई उन स्टोरीज को पढ़ के इंस्पायर होता है, बट देन वन डे दे सेल्फ, यू नो, दे राइट स्टोरीज, एंड आई हैव रेड योर स्टोरी, इट्स वंडरफुल. सो हार्टिस्ट कांग्रेचुलेशंस, यू नो, इट फील्स सो प्राउड, यू नो, कि जो बच्चे उसी को पढ़ रहे हैं और उसके बाद खुद रिकमेंड होके, यू नो, वेरी सून यू विल बी एन ऑफिसर इन द इंडियन नेवल. सो heartiest congratulations. Acha Sahil, you know, what officer like qualities do you feel they look it in you? कैसा लगता है जब बोर्ड स्पेशली क्या आपको लगता है कि क्या क्वालिटीज वो लोग आप में देखते हैं?
मैम, what I feel basically, they look for a person who can be lively in all kind of situations, who can take up any kind of pressure and execute his planning in any way. And also, moreover, he can be social, he can make friends, and he can sustain the academy life, because that is what they are looking for. And they do not want any Kattar Deshbhakt at the starting only. What they are looking is a person who can go and mingle with any kind of person, who can be socializing and friendly and easy to talk, is approachable. So these are the most important things which I find they are looking for.
Right. Absolutely. Sahil, how did you differentiate between, because you got recommended from NSB, right? Naval Selection Board. And usually जो हम ज़्यादा सुनते हैं, that is Service Selection Board, SSB. How would you differentiate the two?
Okay, ma'am. There are three kinds of boards like SSB, NSB, and AFSB. So the difference is that in SSB, you can also have other boards. Like for SSB is basically for army, and like in Bhopal, you have four boards, out of which three are for army and one is for navy. So it's mixed up. Whereas in AFSB, you will find only for Air Force Selection Board, and similarly in NSB, you will find only for Naval Selection Board. So this is the main difference
Right.
between all the three.
एब्सोल्युटली राइट। साहिल, आई गेस आप सिर्फ 18 साल के हैं अभी, और 18 साल के बाद अभी आप अकेडमी ज्वाइन कर लेंगे, और आई गेस इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग यू हैव ऑलवेज बीन विद योर पेरेंट्स टिल 12th स्टैंडर्ड, राइट?
Yes, ma'am.
सो हाउ आर यू प्रिपेयरिंग योरसेल्फ फॉर द नेशनल
Yes,
डिफेंस
ma'am.
अकेडमी? कई बार लगता नहीं है कि होम सिकनेस हो गई हमें?
Ma'am, no, ma'am, I don't feel कि homesickness होगा because whenever I go out with my friends, I completely forget about my parents. I mean, I mingle with them so nicely. So that is what the assessors look, that people कि कौन homesickness है and homesick kind of person है. So ये सब SSB में पता चल जाता है. So if you're a lively person, अगर आपको friends पसंद है, if you like the company of your friends, then आपको I don't think you will face any kind of problem in the academy. And moreover, you will have no time to think about your family, because you will be under so rigorous training as well as in the academics. So I think all in all, it will be a new experience which I'm quite looking forward to.
Right. Sahil, how was your interview? Can you please share your experience with the board president? What he asked you?
Yes, ma'am. This time my interview went quite smoothly, and in the starting itself, interview he had made me quite comfortable. He asked me about my personal details, certain things, that where I belong, and when I told him that I have spent a majority of my life in Goa, so he became very cheerful and he asked me that, oh, that's great, you got to see Goa and you've been in all the major cities, Mumbai, Goa. So initially it was like a very happy situation. We were smiling, both were laughing and talking. So it went like that only. And that is the thing. The more you smile, the more you are jolly during the interview, it would be helpful for you, and you won't feel that much pressure. And there were no such question which had actually come as a bouncer to me. Certain questions of dimensions are very often asked. Like he asked me about what is the volume of this room you're sitting in. So certain questions, when I thought about it and I gave the answer, and he mostly asked about myself, that what are your strengths and weakness, what are your parents' strength and weakness, what your parents think your strength and weaknesses are, your opinion about your friends' opinion towards you. So basically about myself, he asked me, and I was surprised that he did not ask me anything related to Navy, because I was quite expecting, since my father is in Navy, so I was expecting him to ask me about Navy, but कुछ पूछा नहीं. But other candidates को पूछा था. So you should never go with the idea कि they won't ask. You should always be prepared with the knowledge of the service you are going to. So all in all, it was a very good interview this time.
Right. साहिल, डू यू ऑलवेज वांटेड टू बिकम ए नेवी ऑफिसर, या फिर मतलब क्योंकि आप तो अभी बहुत छोटे हैं, जस्ट 12th स्टैंडर्ड से निकले हैं, तो बहुत पहले आपने सोच लिया था कि मुझे नेवी में ही जाना है या आर्म्ड फोर्सेस में ही जाना था, या फिर कोई और ऑप्शंस भी थे? या यूजुअली हम लोग देते हैं कि 12th हो गई तो चलो अभी एनडीए का एग्जाम दे देते हैं, या ये था, या फिर आप हमेशा से चाहते थे कि आपको आर्म्ड फोर्सेस ही ज्वाइन करनी है?
मैम, मैं हमेशा से ही चाहता था कि आर्म्ड फोर्स ज्वाइन करूं, बिकॉज since my father was in Navy, so I had the opportunity to see this lifestyle. And I very fondly remember that whenever there were any parties of my dad's department, so once I went in the hangar where the aircrafts are, so I got to sit in the cockpit of MiG-29 fighter jet. So that time the pilot said something which I would remember forever in my life. He said that to sit here, you need not study and you need not struggle, but to fly this, you have to study and you have to struggle.
Right.
So that was I think बैठ गई थी मेरे दिमाग में ये बात, and I always wanted to join this force, especially in the aviation branch. and become a fighter pilot. So this was always my dream, and since childhood. But after 11th, it became more strong, and I started preparing for it. So
Right.
this was
So
always my dream.
that's wonderful. And after 11th you started preparing for it. आपने अपनी स्टडीज मतलब बिकॉज 12th तक तो आप अपने दिमाग में आपकी सिर्फ स्टडीज चल रही होती है क्योंकि आपका 12th बोर्ड रहता है, तो आपने कैसे स्टार्ट कैसे किया स्टडी करना? 10th के बाद से यू वर क्लियर कि अभी मैं साथ साथ एनडीए की भी स्टडी करता रहूंगा?
Ma'am, after my 10th, I used to go for medical coaching. My backup plan was for medical entrance.
Okay.
Now, इसीलिए for NDA, I couldn't start preparing right from 11th standard because I had lot of studies and also my school boards as well as my medical preparation. So eventually, I didn't get time. So it was only after I started studying about various things like SSB. I came to know. I used to talk to my seniors about it. But only after when I was in 12th standard, I actually got serious about it and I started studying. So that was the real time I used to study about it. Other than that, mostly my preparation was for medical entrance for my backup. But this was my main priority, however, to clear the NDA exam.
Right. So they should one should always have a backup also, in life.
Yes, ma'am, definitely. Yes.
Right. Sahil, any advice that you would like to give the viewers out there who are watching you?
Yes, ma'am. The most good advice is that do not take the written exam very lightly. Many people go with the aim कि यार just clear हो जाए. So ये नहीं करना. You have to get good score so that you get merit in. So give your best in the written as well. And for the SSB, remember SSB is not an exam like JEE or NEET. It's a completely personality-based test. I had seen many candidates जो वहाँ पे जाके भी they used to study for their interview. तो वो अलग से अपने corner में बैठ के cut off from everyone, isolated. They used to sit and they used to study. So never do that. Talk to other candidates. Share your experience. Talk to them. This is very important. The more you socialize, this will help you. You will get to know many more things which is going around the world, and also be prepared with the current affairs about the service, any new ships, submarines, or any such related to the service you are opting for. Be prepared with them and go with full confidence, and do not go with the aim कि यार बस screen in हो जाए तो बड़ी बात है, confidence तक पहुंच जाए बड़ी बात है. Go with the aim of getting recommended, and there is nothing which will stop you from getting recommended.
Right. Sahil, I should compliment you that you are, or as of your age, you are very, very mature in all your answers also, and the way you are, speaking things. Heartiest congratulations once again, and thank you so much for talking to us. You have made everybody so proud, especially your parents. आई जस्ट फील कि एक फादर के लिए जो खुद एक सेलर है, उनका खुद का बेटा उन्हीं की डिपार्टमेंट में एज एन ऑफिसर बन के जाए, उससे बड़े गर्व की बात शायद किसी भी माता पिता के लिए कुछ नहीं होगी. सो बहुत सारी बधाई आपको, और हमसे बात करने के लिए आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद.
थैंक यू सो मच फॉर हैविंग मी.
थैंक यू. तो दोस्तों, आपको आज का हमारा ये प्रोग्राम कैसा लगा हमें जरूर बताइए. आपसे मुलाकात होगी अगले इंटरव्यू में. तब तक आप अच्छे से अपनी पढ़ाई करते रहिए और देखते रहिए SSB क्रैक. Keep shining, keep working hard. धन्यवाद. जय हिंद.